This is TelecomsTalk at the Broadband World Forum with newly appointed Managing Director of Genesis Technical Systems, Nigel Hall. Nigel, the company has launched M-Bond this week.
Right.
Tell us about the market that addresses.
Well, M-Bond's particularly from the world and addressing the world and the challenges that exist in the mobile market. If you imagine that in a mobile world today with 3G and 4G services and people wanting more and more bandwidth to their devices, the biggest challenge the operators actually face into is how do they make sure that the backhaul to those mobile base stations can truly deliver that extra degree of service that every customer in the world wants. What M-Bond does is it uses one of the alternatives that operators have called the copper infrastructure, and it uses that and it increases the level of bandwidth to the point where that 100 megabits per second that everyone should be owed in a 4G world down to the device, they can actually start to realize the true potential of that. Historically, operators would have used either fiber or microwave. But what we're offering with M-Bond is using that existing infrastructure to an economic value that they've never ever seen before. And it makes use of all that trillions of dollars worth of infrastructure they've already paid for. And this simply attaches to the backhaul, uses the existing copper infrastructure, and for those organizations that need that service, it truly gives them that bandwidth.
Yeah, I mean, funnily enough, here in Amsterdam this week, copper's making a real revival everywhere you go, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're calling ourselves the copper revolutionaries, and really that's what it's about. You know, when you've sat in my seat as a person running a telco, and you look at the challenges economically for putting fiber to everyone's household, or putting fiber into everyone's base stations, or putting microwave even. There's lots of different challenges around that, and the great thing about this is it's already there. So all we're simply doing is saying, put it in there. It makes a lot more sense than it would be if you were using a fiber or a microwave solution. And you don't need, the frequency spectrum that are often things under challenge in that frequency world. So it's a great opportunity.
Yes, now you just touched there on running a telco. Of course, your background is highly relevant to M-Bond.
Yeah, no, it is. I started in telecommunications at the age of 16, so it wasn't that long ago.
Of course.
And then I went on to work for a startup called Orange in the UK. And then for 10 of my 14 years, I was responsible for starting up most of those international units across the globe. And then eventually I came back to work for Telefonica, and I was also at the exec level inside Orange eventually as well. And then until more recently, I was involved also in cable and wireless worldwide, and I ran global operations for cable and wireless worldwide before we recently sold it to Vodafone. And now I'm trying to help Genesis get into the right place as well with its market opportunity.
Well, you've certainly got the contacts. It looks like you've got the products here. You must be very excited about the future.
No, absolutely. I mean, we've clearly got two product lines now. We've got our DSL Rings product, which is aimed primarily at fixed line telcos. But it's great to see that at this event we've been able to launch our mobile telco product in the form of the M-Bond proposition. And I'm absolutely massively pleased to say that with all of the work we've been doing with our customers out in Asia Pac, that we're starting to see through those customer field trials real numbers which are heading upwards of 100 megabits per second over a mile. And not only are we impressed, but certainly the customers are impressed, and we're already starting to talk Turkey now about commercial negotiations.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on the new role. Congratulations on the new product. I'm sure we're going to be talking to you again.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Brian. Take care.